I'm working in the New Perspectives Access 2007 textbook. I'm in tutorial 10 on page 525, and I'm going to add the command buttons to the Queries dialog box. Now I'm going to do it similar to the book, but not the same, just to show some other ways of doing these things. So on page 225, it asks you to turn off the control wizard and to place the command button at 2.25 inches on the vertical ruler. If you forget to turn off the command button, that's no big deal. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to try to put on a command button. And here we go. Command button. And 2.25 may be a little close to my form or to my list box, and what you need to do is just use your own judgment on this. At least in the case of my classes, other instructors may be a little more strict on that. And I'm going to just throw command button in there. Now because I failed to turn off the control wizard, the command button wizard is going to fire up, but that's no big deal. I'm just going to click cancel on this. And then I'm going to switch over to the properties for that command button. And the name of this command button is Command 5. Now it is always a good idea to name the objects that you put on here. And so I'm just going to call mine CMD, and this is going to be a preview, so I'm just going to call it CMD Preview. Okay, the caption on this is going to be Preview. And the picture arrangement is going to be bottom, and then I'm going to come down and I'm going to find a picture here. And the one that I want is preview, so I'm going to press P to go to the P's, and then scroll down till I find preview and add that. Now what I'm going to do to resize this command button is I'm just going to put my mouse pointer over any one of the resizing handles except the one in the upper left hand corner. Sometimes that one doesn't work properly, and just double click. And that will resize this command button to fit the picture and the words that I put on this command button. I'm going to copy that command button, and I can do that with a right click copy paste, or I can just select it and do Control C. And I'm going to leave it selected and do Control V. When you do a Control V and the object is selected, it's going to paste the copy of that object directly under the object that was selected. And I'm just going to grab it and pull it up. I'm going to worry about aligning these things later. I'm going to call it CMD, and this is going to be a display, I believe. CMD display, and the caption is going to be display. And the picture arrangement again will be bottom, and the picture that I'm going to add here will be MS Access Query, so push the M's to go to that. And MS, oops, not Make Table Query, MS Access Query, there we go. Okay, now that I have the preview and the display command buttons on my form, the next button I'm going to add is the close. I'm going to go back up into my controls group and find the command button wizard, and I'll put a command button down here on my form. It'll fire it up, the command button wizard, and it's doing this because when the book told me to turn it off the first time, I didn't turn it off, I left it on. Form operations, we're going to close form. Next, I'm going to choose a picture, and I'm going to show all pictures. And I'm going to show close window, so I'll press C and scroll to find close window. So close window, next. And the name for my command button is CMD close. And I'll finish that. And my caption is going to be close. And I'll do bottom. And let's see, looks like I've got it. Now the next thing that I want to do on this, I'm going to go ahead and close my properties just to get them out of the way, is I'm going to select these three buttons, and I'm going to set them all to the same height and width. So I'm going to go up to Arrange, and I'm going to do, if I can find it here, Size to Tallest and Size to Widest, and then I'm going to do the Align Top. And the last thing I'm going to do here is I want these buttons to align underneath of my list box. So I'm going to choose my first button and my list box, and I'm going to align right. I'm going to choose my list box and my close button. I should have said I'm going to align left. Now I'm going to align right. And then I'm going to grab all three of these buttons, and I'm going to go to make horizontal spacing equal. And that will spread them equally below the list box. Then I'm going to take a look at it, see how it looks. Oops, wrong one here. Looks okay. That'll do it for this segment.